What's up, YouTube? So today we're here to talk about, yes, you saw it in the title, any 2011 or 1911 double stack is not drop safe. And I believe at this point, a lot of people already saw the video that Garan Tum posted not too long ago about the Staccato XC. And when he drops it, you can clearly see it fires. And after that video, every single video that I posted with a 2011, and you guys know I love 2011s or double stack 1911s, at least one person comments, these are not drop safe. So I'm here today to show you guys why they are not drop safe and if you should be concerned or if you should avoid buying a gun like this because they are not drop safe. Before I start explaining to you guys, I wanted to show you this. This is my Ridge wallet, and Ridge sent me this wallet because they know I love EDC stuff and they know I love good stuff. And that's why I partnered with them, and they sent me this Ridge wallet. This is the aluminum version in blue, and I love the blue anodized on this aluminum wallet. And as you guys can see, it stacks a lot of cards here. You can also use the money clip for obviously cash, and this is a very compact, very easy way to carry your wallet around without having that bulky wallet that everybody knows doesn't look good, and it also prints way more in your pocket. Besides looking good, these wallets also protect your information because they have RFID blockers, so all the cards inside the wallet cannot be accessed via external devices that approach the wallet. If you want to know more about Ridge wallets, check the link in the description below and use the coupon code YouTube10. But now back to the video. So for those who don't know, you have two types of 1911s basically. One of them is based on the 70s series, which most or all of the 2011s are. And then you have the 80 series, which you don't see very often. So when you're talking about the 70 series, which all 2011s are modeled after, they do not have any kind of like way of blocking the firing pin from reaching the primer. So what you do to avoid that is, if you have your hammer cocked, one way to do it is obviously the thumb safety. So with this, you cannot pull the trigger. And the other one is the grip safety. If it's not depressed, you also can't pull the trigger. So if you depress this one, disengage the thumb safety and pull the trigger, then you have the gun firing. Now, the way it fires is right here. I don't know if you guys can see, but you have your firing pin. And this is the rear of your firing pin, which is this guy right here. This is your firing pin, which is inside the channel in your gun. All you can see back there is this piece right here. So when your hammer hits this firing pin, it pushes it forward, it hits the primer, and then it ignites the primer. But as you can see in this gun, every time that I push that firing pin, it comes back to me. There's some resistance on it, and that's because your firing pin also has this spring. This is the return spring for the firing pin. And the way it sits inside the channel in the gun is like this. So you have your gun, think about the channel here, and this is your firing pin. So every time you hit, the hammer hits the firing pin, it goes forward, hits the primer, you can see right here, hits the primer, and then it goes back. This is all because of inertia. So when your hammer hits, it hits the primer, and then it goes back because the spring is forcing it back. So there's nothing inside this channel other these two pieces that combined make your gun work. So if you know a little bit about physics, you know about inertia. And that is why, even if your gun is cocked with the safety engaged and this one not depressed, this guy here has no safeties on it. So if you are dropping this gun on a 90-degree angle, your muzzle has to be perpendicular, your gun has to be perpendicular to the ground, and it has to be a hard surface. And once it hits the ground, inertia will make this pin continue going down, hit the primer, and that's why it fires, and it's not drop safe. But still, if you have a live round in here, and even if you fulfill all of these requirements of the gun being loaded, live round inside of it, dropping it straight down on a hard surface, once it hits the ground, it's going to fire that bullet straight down. Yes, it could potentially happen that it's going to damage your feet or something like that, but the likelihood of you dropping that gun straight down is very slim. And it only happens if it's straight down because of inertia. That's the only way to overcome the power of this spring and hit that primer. If you drop it this way, this firing pin is probably going to walk a little bit, but it's not enough to overcome the power of the spring. And this whole system being unsafe is what gives the 2011 the trigger you see here. Look at this. Very small take up, 2.5 pounds of pull, and a very crisp, clean break. That's why you get a trigger so good like this, because you don't have all the other parts interacting to make the gun fire. So for those of you that saw that video for the first time and are concerned about getting a gun like this, go ahead and buy it. If you carry it inside of your waistband, appendix carry, it will not fire. Even if you jump up and down, it's not going to have enough inertia for that firing pin to hit the primer with enough force to ignite it. And the only way that's going to happen is, like I told you, dropping it perpendicular to the ground on a hard surface. If you have a light here, that's probably going to prevent it from firing. And what you can also do is put a stronger spring over here, which the Springfield Prodigy has, for example, and that will most likely prevent the gun from firing, even if you drop it perpendicular to the ground, because the spring is going to be very strong and it's going to overcome the inertia of the firing pin going down. Now, the downside to that is you need a stronger mainspring, because with a stronger mainspring, once you pull the trigger, it's going to push that hammer with more force to overcome the power of the return spring. So you got to pick and choose. If you want a better and lighter trigger, you need a lighter mainspring. And because of that, you're going to need a lighter return spring as well. But if you want to be 100% safe, use a heavier mainspring and a heavier return spring. And that should prevent it from firing if you drop it 90 degrees on a hard surface, which, let's be honest, is never going to happen. If you like this video, if you like this explanation, please drop a like, drop a comment down below, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.